We already does it, and in this video, I want to talk about the evil eye. I've over 6,200, well, I mean 6,300 uploads, so I don't expect you to have seen all of them. I mean, especially if you're new to this channel. I've addressed the evil eye before, so I'm going to just address it again. What is the evil eye? The evil eye is simply when someone or a group of people, because also a group of people, when they disapprove or don't allow you to enjoy a specific benefit. For example, in the background of this video, you see a couple and you see a third party, a woman, looking quite angry at the man. Now, this is just enacted. Okay, these were just actors. But in real life, such things happen. So let's take this picture for example. You have a man and a woman sexually involved. They're happy together. You have this third party. I don't know what goes on through her mind, but she is not happy with this man having this advantage. Maybe it's his ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, or maybe she thinks I'm much better than this woman. Why are you with her and not with me? Anyway, she has a serious issue against the man. Now, she's not looking that angry at the woman. She's looking angry at the man for some reason. Now, in this case, you have a human couple, male and female, sexually bonded. You have a third party not in agreement with this sexual bond and want the sexual bond to end. Now, can she literally just come in and tell them to stop the sexual bond? No, she can't. Because they would think, who are you? Can she literally just stop with her bare hands them from being sexually involved? No. What she can do, however, is sabotage the sexual union by having a negative focus on one of the um, union parties. In this case, she has an issue with the man, and her negative focus on the man is a literal psychic attack on the man. So that guy may not be aware of it, but he's going to get issues in his energy field and in his physical body because of the negative focus of this third party on him. And these wounds will also affect the sexual union indirectly. So in this case, the third party can, if she's persistent, shut down the sexual union. Say now it's a bunch of people who are not happy with this sexual union. Well, in that case, both union parties, the man and the woman, will suffer a lot of difficulties in life, whether it's minor accidents, whether it's physical headaches, or whether they're being exhausted or emotionally overwhelmed. They are going to get symptoms in life because there's a lot of toxicity thrown at them. Because you understand this, we as human beings, we are spirit beings. Our bodies are physical extensions of us. We are not our physical bodies. We are spirit beings. And as spirit beings, we're sexual. So sex is a spirit activity that works out in the physical. So as spirit sexual beings to the core, with physical extension of the body, everything we do has a direct energetic effect on the earth. Energetic is both the physical and non-physical effects. That's energetic. Psychic is what you can do with the spiritual. Just you understand the difference between spiritual, energetic, and psychic. Psychic violence is when someone uses their human focus in a toxic way on someone else. That's psychic violence. And by doing that, they generate this heaviness within themselves that they now throw at this individual. When you put your focus on someone or something, you're actually directing uh, energy onto it, whether it's spiritual electricity or bodily magnetism, you put something on it with your focus. So when people see you with an advantage in life, whether it's you being in a sexual relationship with someone that's pretty, or if you're a woman and someone that's handsome, or maybe you have a job that pays well, or maybe you live in a nice house, whatever the advantage is, it doesn't matter whether the advantage is justified or whether you got advantage the right way, or whether you did evil to get it, it doesn't matter. When people see you with an advantage and they're not in agreement with this advantage existing with you, they begin to resist the existence of this advantage. They may not tell you in your face that they're not happy for you, that they can't stand you having this advantage. They won't do that. This will make them look stupid, but they will meditate negatively on you. If you have a nice car, they'll meditate negatively on your car, and before you know it, you end up in car accidents, or because of the toxic load in the Earth's atmosphere that's haunting the car, that's being dropped by them. Or maybe you're about to drive your car, and I'm in your car, you almost fall asleep. So you think, I can't drive this car. It's so dangerous to drive the road if I continue to fall asleep like this. Then go to a doctor. The medical doctor wants to find out why do you often get exhausted when you're in your car. But the medical doctor can't find the reason why you get exhausted. You do get exhausted. He can measure that your body is exhausted, so you get some medicine against it. But all the medicine have side effects too. Now what goes on here? There are physical symptoms haunting you because of something happens in the spirit realm. Namely, they're human beings, not evil spirits, they're human beings. Multi-dimensional creatures, because human beings are multi-dimensional. You have human beings who are multi-dimensional agreeing negative on you. And their agreement causes this energetic pollution in Earth's atmosphere. So there's a literal spirit as well as physical electric charge against you in the earth. And this electric charge, both on the physical and non-physical level, it causes things to go wrong with you. It does. It causes hinder in your life. Now, what can you do against the evil eye? Now, pagans have ways to cope with it. For example, they get charms. In a charm, demons smear their demonic excrement on top of your energy fields, and this hinders some of the toxicity of other human beings. Charms have side effects, and there's no eternal healing. So I don't recommend charms. Please don't do that. Other people just downplay themselves and they actually demote themselves so that they don't become too much for other people. For example, someone can be a great singer, but they never sing and don't even admit they're talented for singing. Why? Because they know once they admit they can sing and they begin to practice the talent and the talent has influence, others may turn on them. And let me tell you, human beings in this fallen state, we are quite good at sabotaging each other and harming each other. We are. We as a species, we can't stand one another when you look at it well. Anytime one of us has an advantage, we tend to feel anxious about it and insecure. Why is that? Because fallen mankind is narcissistic and always on the run. And we've seen others have an advantage and misusing it to the disadvantage of other people. Sometimes we did it too. We made excuses for it. So anytime someone else gets an advantage, we're not sure whether that advantage will be an advantage for us too. We tend to feel excluded, tend to feel rejected, and we tend to take action against it as if we are the victims. That is fallen mankind. That's jealousy and envy, or as the Romans called it, invidia. Invidia in Latin. Now, a lot of people just give in to the toxic representation of society in the hope that nobody gets upset with them. But as you understand, always give in to other people just so they're not upset with you, that's living under blackmail. Now, there's nothing wrong with considering other people. Absolutely, we should consider one another. There's nothing wrong with pleasing other people. We should be pleasing one another. However, our expectations must be proper. If the community's expectations are not proper, it needs to be addressed. Now, in the world, when you address improper expectations of the community, guess what? You are now the focus of the evil eye. So a lot of people just shut their mouths and take whatever restrictions on them. Other people want to fight back. They become the so-called rebels. And a lot of people praise the rebels because they want to be rebels too, but they don't want to deal with the consequence comes being a rebel. Because once you are a rebel in society, you get the evil eye on you. So what is the right way to deal with it? You have to obey Christ and walk in his resurrection power. That's how you do it. And apart from that, you can do smart things like shielding off your activity on the earth. I already explained that in another live stream because there's no such thing as privacy or personal private lives. I've explained to you how to shield off activity on an energetic level on the earth. You do that. Also, beware who we share good news with and keep some of your blessings out of people's eyes. I'm just telling you, fallen mankind has this obsession with sabotaging and harming each other. Fallen mankind, this human species apart from Christ, can't stand one another. Our species can't stand one another, for real. So why are we so focused on evil spirits? Fighting evil spirits if it's our own species that bring each other down. Look, there are going to be people out there who will be happy for you if I don't follow your life. especially if you're someone of good quality. If you're someone of good quality, with good intentions and with the determination to be beneficial both to yourself and your community, if that's you, why should anyone be upset with you having an advantage? They shouldn't. But in this world, especially when you're of good quality, some people can't handle and can't take it that you have an advantage. Because if a good individual has an advantage, that means others have the obligation to get along this advantage and with the individual. But here's the issue: if they get along to your advantage, eventually their dysfunction and their neglect is going to be visible, and then they have to face themselves. They don't want that. So that because they don't want to face themselves nor deal with anything, they don't want you, someone of good quality, to have an advantage in life. You can be a guy 22 years old and you encountered someone from the opposite sex and you are happy with her. But because you are a man of good quality that actually contributes to the community, it makes all the other guys look bad or just smashing and dashing women or doing booty calls, all of that. So all these other men who are actually misusing and mistreating women, them seeing you, a man of good quality, with a pretty woman, it makes them look bad. So now they want to sabotage what goes on with you, or they want to beat you up or somehow harm you so you can't benefit from this advantage anymore. They try to lie on you to get you in prison, or they try to kill you, or bodily mutilate you, or cause you to be paralyzed so you won't have sexual enjoyment anymore with your wife or with your girlfriend, whatever. Such things happen in the world. You are of good quality. You want to contribute to both your own well-being of the community. Guess what? They then turn on you. There may be 200-300 guys who are mistreating women around, but the public will tolerate them. Why? Because the public has something under to blackmail them. At any time, they can use the bad behavior of those men against them to shut them down or to do things against them. But if the public wants to sabotage you or blackmail you, what do they have on you? Absolutely nothing. So they'll be exposed. So especially when you're of good quality, whether as a man or a woman, the world tends to give you the evil eye. This also happens in churches. It happens within family. Some people are even married to someone who gives them the evil eye. That's the worst part, but it happens. Imagine live with someone, being sexually involved with someone, and they agree against you. It happens often. Some people will stay with you sexually just to hinder you from getting someone else who will love you the right way. Just because they don't want to live with the fact that they are messed up. Because they know they're messed up. So if they leave you, you'll find someone better, naturally. But that's going to make them look bad. So they stay with you just to occupy you if you get any better. Or if they can't occupy you, they will kill you. Simple as that. Such things happen a lot. It's not just about sexual relationships. It's about any advantage in life. But mainly is sexual and financial advantages. If you have any sexual or financial advantage in this life, be guaranteed there will be resistance and retaliation against you. And if you are someone of good quality, my goodness, you will have the evil eye on you. And if you're a believer, if you're a believer operating in good quality and you have the resurrection power of Christ, my goodness, you're public enemy number one. They can't sleep at night, not being able to sabotage you or shut you up. If they can't shut you up or shut you down, they can't sleep at night. That's the thing with worldly people. Most of those manners we were taught as children are all about not upsetting the toxic restrictions of society. Most of the manners we were taught as children, when you think about it, it's all about making sure someone else feels like they have something on us. You're only allowed to speak when people allow you to speak or when people ask for it. Why does everything about you need to be asked for? Why can't people just accept you exist? Why is it you need to accept bad conditions of other people or of the community? But when it comes to you, it needs to be asked for, or you need to have, you need to be. Why is your existence? Why does your existence require authorization? Why is that? That's how fallen mankind is. If you have a sexual or financial advantage, those two things are big advantages and get you ahead. Once, especially with your financial advantage, with a financial advantage, people have no choice but to put up with your influence. So they can't say no to your influence just like that. They want to be able to say no to you and shut you up whenever they want. They're okay with you. That's fallen mankind. The moment you have an advantage, it hinders them to sabotage you or just shut you up. They turn on you. So what to do about this? Make sure you agree with Christ and make sure you see what people are. Stop checking who people are. Check what people are. Because it's what people are that will affect you. Now, are there going to be people that will be happy for you when you have the foundation? Absolutely. If they see you're of good quality, they're going to praise you and promote you. You have such people on earth. Absolutely. There are around. There are many of them. But compared to the whole human species, those that will be happy for you are in a minority. Most people will not be happy for you when you have an advantage in life for the simple fact that your advantage is something they cannot say no to or shut up. That's why. If you have an advantage, but your advantage is quite unsustainable, they're going to be happy with it. For example, let's say you're a millionaire, but you have this lifestyle of smoking all the time. They'll know very soon you end up dying of lung cancer or whatever. Or let's say you're a rapper and you sing about killing other people. They know very soon you'll be killed in some street violence or whatever. In this case, you have financial leverage, but you won't be able to benefit off of it because of your dysfunction that will get you killed. In that case, people think, just wait a few years, he'll be gone. Then they'll be comfortable with you. Or let's say you're married, okay, but you have a 9 to 5 draining you. So that destroys a lot of the quality of your sexual union. In that case, I'm going to be happy with you too. Or let's say you have a criminal record, you're a felon, and because you're a felon now, anytime people get upset with you, you can call the cops on you. And even though you didn't commit a crime, just being in trouble with the police again can put you back in prison. In that case, people are going to be okay with you. So it comes down to this. Whenever people have an ability to shut you up or sabotage you, they're okay with you. The moment you have an actual advantage they can't say no to or they can't sabotage, beware. So don't believe in this hoax called privacy because it doesn't exist. You can't hide anything under heaven. The only thing you can do is shield off activity. So learn to spiritually shield off your activities on the earth so that people have a hard time detecting what you're doing. Because once they pick up what you're doing and they're not in agreement with it, oh my goodness, you are in trouble. For real. So walk in the resurrection power of Christ and please use your common sense. People will never show you upfront what they are if you have an advantage in place. That's why often before the Heavenly Father exalts you and promotes you on the earth, He will bring you low first. The Heavenly Father often brings you low first before He exalts you. Why? Because when He brings you low, people have no difficulty just acting however they are. So they all expose themselves. And later then, once Heavenly Father exalts you, none of these people can come with any excuses because they all treated you badly or they all neglected you, and now suddenly they've changed to become better people. It's not going to work. So for your protection, often the Heavenly Father will bring you low first before He exalts you. Satan tends to exalt you just like that, knowing full well that it will backfire on you and you will crash. That's how Satan invests in his own demonic way on, by making sure there's unrest in the long run. The Heavenly Father does it the opposite way. The Heavenly Father brings you low first. It doesn't matter how He does it, whether He's using your own dysfunction or He allows bad things to happen to you. However God does it, God brings you low first and then He exalts you. So we need to submit to the timing and guidance of the Heavenly Father. He knows best. Some of you think you have delays in your life, but you only have redirections. Maybe maybe you want to decorate your house. It could have been done in 2 months. Now it took 10 months. Or maybe you wanted to publish a book, for example, and now it took you over 5 months. If it could have been done in 2 weeks. You think, why are these delays happening? Listen, when you serve the Heavenly Father, you walk by faith, there are no delays, only redirections. Trust the redirections from the Heavenly Father. You will bypass a lot of harm when you follow His redirections. That's it for now. Take the detours of the Heavenly Father and be at peace.